Ditch the daily grind, you say. Earn money right from home, here in Nigeria. Okay, you've got my attention. This podcast you sent, Start Earning from Home Today, really got me thinking.
And what's great is it's not just some vague advice, right? It's specifically for Nigerians speaking directly to our situation.
Exactly. That's what hooked me. It's like they understand the challenges people are facing here, especially, with the economy being what it is.
It's tough out there, no doubt. And a lot of people are searching for ways to, either make some extra cash or even completely change career paths, find something more stable, more rewarding.
Totally. And this podcast, it doesn't shy away from that. It dives right into these possibilities. It really opened my eyes to how online work can kind of transcend borders. You're not limited by what's happening locally. You can find work beyond Nigeria.
That's so empowering when you think about it. The whole world becomes your potential job market. It's exciting and a little daunting, maybe.
A little bit, yeah. But that's where this podcast really shines. They don't just tell you what's out there. They get into the how. Like they shared the story about a woman, Adenike, who went from a regular 9-to-5 job to freelancing full-time.
Adenike's story is incredible, right? I mean, she started freelancing on the side just to test the waters, and eventually she was able to ditch the 9-to-5 altogether.
It's proof that this whole freelancing thing, it's not just a pipe dream, it's achievable.
Exactly. And I think what really resonated with me was this idea of having control. Like choosing your own clients, your own projects, setting your own hours. That's a level of autonomy most people only dream of.
For sure. It's like unlocking a whole new level of freedom.
Absolutely. It's not just about the money. It's about the flexibility, the control, the freedom to shape your own work-life balance. It's pretty powerful.
And the thing is, it's not just about freelancing either. This podcast, they dug into content creation too.
Yeah.
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
It's like a whole other world of possibilities.
Right. Like a whole creative explosion happening online. And the ways to actually earn money from it, it's kind of mind-blowing.
It really is. The podcast talked about sponsored posts, ad revenue, affiliate marketing.
They even mentioned creating your own products, like digital courses or something, selling those online.
Exactly. And what's really cool about all of this is that it allows you to diversify your income.
Diversify, huh?
Yeah, like you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. You can have multiple streams of income coming in, which gives you more security, right?
Right. Makes total sense.
Yeah.
Instead of relying on just one job,
Yeah.
you've got multiple things going. I like it. But I got to be honest, it all sounds a little overwhelming. Like, where do you even begin with all of this?
I hear you. It can feel like a lot to take in. But this podcast, they actually did a good job of breaking it down into manageable steps. Like, their first big tip was to identify your skills.
Okay, that makes sense. Start with what you know.
Exactly. What are you naturally good at? What comes easily to you?
Yeah.
The podcast gave examples like graphic design, writing, coding.
Okay, so let's say you're like, hold on, I haven't done any of that professionally. Does that mean you're out of luck?
Not at all. This is where building a portfolio comes in.
Even if it's just stuff you've done on your own, not for a paying client or anything.
Exactly. And you know what else is great for building a portfolio? Volunteering.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
Yep. It gives you a chance to get some real-world experience, add to your portfolio, and potentially even make some connections in your field. It's a win-win.
That's brilliant advice. So, okay, you figured out your skills, you're building your portfolio. What's the next step? How do you actually start finding work or getting your content out there?
Well, the podcast definitely doesn't leave you hanging. They were big on signing up for platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, Freelancer.
Oh, those are the big ones, right? For freelancing gigs and stuff.
Exactly. And if you're more into content creation, their biggest piece of advice was be consistent.
Consistent, huh? I feel like I hear that a lot in the online world.
For good reason. Whether it's YouTube, a blog, social media, whatever, you got to keep showing up, keep providing value to your audience.
Give people a reason to subscribe, hit that follow button, all that.
Exactly. Consistency is key to building a loyal following. And it's not just some theory. The podcast actually shared a story about a university student here in Nigeria who became a successful freelance writer.
The student's story was really something. They went from, like, side hustle mode to making more than they ever thought possible at a regular job.
Right. It just goes to show you this isn't some pie-in-the-sky idea. It's happening right here, right now.
Totally. And it makes you wonder, this podcast, Start Earning from Home Today, it focused on skills Nigerians already have, which is awesome.
But it got me thinking, what about those bigger dreams? The ones that might require learning something completely new?
That's an interesting thought. You're saying we shouldn't limit ourselves.
Exactly. I mean, imagine learning those skills online, connecting with, mentors, other learners, all from right here in Nigeria. That's the power of the internet, right? It breaks down those barriers.
Opens doors you didn't even know existed.
Exactly.
Wow, this has been eye-opening. This podcast, Start Earning from Home Today, it's like a practical guide for anyone in Nigeria who's ready to take control.
It really is. It's about embracing this digital age, not just being swept along by it, but really using it to create the future you want.
Love that. Take charge, create your own path. So inspiring.
So, to everyone listening, if you're feeling that entrepreneurial spirit, take that leap. Explore those online opportunities. You never know where they might lead.
Now that's what I call ending on a high note.